Well, markets rallied yesterday after President Trump said that he will hold talks with China's top trade official. That meeting today. Here's what the president tweeted. Big day of negotiations with China. They want to make a deal, but do I? I meet with the vice premier tomorrow at the White House. Well, James Russo, chief investment strategist at Altrace Capital Management, is here. And that's kind of a twofold tweet. He says, we're going to meet, but do I want to make a deal?
Yes.
How does a market, how do investors respond to this kind of stuff?
They really can't. The volatility is here to stay. It's certainly incredible. And China really, I don't think, wants to make a deal either. They're so long-term thinking that I just don't see a deal being made anytime soon. The best I think we could hope for is maybe a pause in this fight.
You know, we've had several guests come on the show, actually, and tell us, James, that they think that they're waiting until the results of the 2020 election. Are you in that camp as well?
I am, clearly, yeah. That's clearly what's going to happen, because they look at it like they're not sure if Trump's even going to be president. And even looking out 4 years, these issues are issues for the Chinese that they want handled.
We did get some news overnight, though, that they're going to stop limiting foreign ownership of Chinese mutual funds and securities. That seems like a step in the right direction from them, though.
It certainly is, and it's a little bit of detente, and I think there's going to be that continued little green shoots that we'll see here, but they're very limited.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Fed, because obviously all eyes are on the Fed, and we've talked about a rate cut. It could happen at the end of the month, October. Maybe more likely December, but the Fed also isn't going to be giving itself a lot of room to maneuver to the downside if they cut again this year. Do you expect a cut, or do you want one?
I'd like one. I think it's needed. We're certainly seeing some global slowdown, and the Fed certainly has some room to do it. So I think we'll see the Fed certainly cut rates here again.
Okay, so you expect a quarter point, I'm assuming.
Yes,
just one more cut for the rest of the year, right?
One more cut, and that should be it.
Okay, yeah. All right. Let's move to earnings season, because obviously we're going to start hearing from the banks next week, and a Fed rate cut is going to be bad for banks. They don't make as much in profits, obviously, with lower interest rates. Market Watch headline today, bank earnings preview, the good times are coming to an end. What do you make of that?
I think it is I really would avoid small and regional banks. I think they're in really tough times. So I think the larger banks, the JP Morgans and Wells Fargos that we own, I think are in much better position to continue to make money. They're finding ways to keep their bottom line sound, and I think they'll continue to work through this situation.
That's interesting. So you're not worried about Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. We are getting the big names next week, but the smaller names you're concerned.
Smaller names, much more concerned with.
Okay. Well, James, it's great to have you on the show today. Thanks
That was my
for coming
pleasure.
in.
Yeah, thanks for having me.